Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So I am now going to show you how to grow an avocado plant from a seed, and I'm going to show you how to grow it in water, which is what I've been doing for quite a while now, probably about 4 or 5 months. And I probably have close to almost 20 different plants growing, avocado plants. I like to treat an avocado seed because it does resemble an egg. So I treat it like an egg, basically. I root them in an egg carton. I've got these simple fold top sandwich bags. So what you're going to do first is you're going to take the avocado out of the seed out of the avocado. If you don't know how to do that, I'll link a video showing that. I eat guacamole constantly, so it's an easy process for me. Make sure that you've cleaned it off very thoroughly, and you're going to get rid of this skin. For me, I find my handy dandy cheese knife works for a million things, and I'm going to be featuring that eventually later and some other stuff. So you got your bag. You're going to need a paper towel that you're going to wet because that's part of the housing, as you can see inside this little creation here that I made for it. All right, it's a little world. You're going to just simply start at the bottom and start using the cheese knife. Getting it started is the hardest part because you really don't want to dent the pit itself. I mean, see how easy it is? You just kind of peel it off. Just go very lightly. You can use your thumbnail if you want. That's an option as well. I find that I do a little bit better with the cheese knife once I get moving. I can get more of it off. Okay, so I'm going to take a break just to show you. I'm almost down to the bottom, and it takes a while. You just have to be patient with it and kind of peel it. It's very, again, similar to an egg. I'm going to wet just this little bit here and show you how much faster it goes if you just wet it down a little bit. So I'll be right back. And the smaller the seed, it's like the harder it is to get the peel up. But look now, see, because it's wet, it will peel almost on the whole thing. Just like an egg, sometimes you can get that to go. All right, they're all gonna have their own little personality. They're all gonna have their own little colors to them. This one's actually pretty cute, so I don't want to hurt the outside of the body because it's going to grow into a cute little tree. Now what happens is when you put these, when you make your own little incubator here, and you put them in the plastic bag and you put them in the paper towel, you're actually going to see that when it does root, theoretically it roots from the bottom here. But it doesn't always come out of the bottom. When the root starts to grow, it could grow out of the side. You just don't know where it's going to go. Every single one of these is different. And you'll see at my end product that I literally have almost 20 of these, and maybe 2 or 3 of them have actually grown directly from the bottom. The root comes out of the bottom, and then the plant part comes out of the top. That's the idea. So I'm going to go ahead and now put them inside. Let me just shake this out. All right, so you want to wet this down, wet the paper towel. And you also want to wet the seed. And really just need to do a light coating. You want it to be enough. Squeeze it all out, and you want it to be enough that it is wet, but it is not so wet that it breaks the paper towel into pieces. And then you just go back and kind of do it. And I'm just using a quarter of a paper towel, or one of those like tear paper towels where you get a portion of it. Okay, so here's my plan. So put it in, seed down, like the top of the egg down first, cover it like that, give it a little housing, and you use your plastic lunch bag, and I put the point, which is the top of the egg, in a corner, and then bring it up. Make a little rocket out of it, twist it, and what you want to do is keep the moisture in. By keeping the moisture in, this allows the seed to actually start growing the root. And you don't have to do anything. You just leave it for like a week, maybe a week and a half. You don't have to put toothpicks in it and sit it in water. It's the simplest, easiest thing ever. And then I just put them in there just like I would put eggs in an egg carton. And I put them in order of how I have created them. So this way I can keep track of what my oldest are and which ones are going to probably root first. So I just stick it right in one of these little slots. See how I've stuck it in there? I kind of set them sideways because I'm experimenting to see if I can get the root to start to grow out of the back. And as you can see already, I've got a bunch of them started. Some of these are starting to dry a little bit, so I'll have to make them wet again. But this is maybe about a week. If you use this bag, of course, the moisture stays in it longer, but then you have no room. So I'm kind of a big fan of these guys. So here's a nice big root. Look at that. That's beautiful. It's already started. This is maybe about a week to a week and a half. The secret is to don't break it. So you got to kind of just tear away once you know you have a successful root, you can just tear away at it. So, be careful with that. Likes to hang onto the paper towel to the last minute. Just go very slow. Take your time. You don't have to rush. And as you can see, it's growing from theoretically where the bottom it started, but it moved on its own. So if you have a secret that I don't know about, then I would love to hear about it. Feel free to send me a comment in there, which will assure that it will grow out of there. I can't seem to manage it. And honestly, I don't want it to, because now if I put this root, which I'm going to down into the water, into the vase, which you see here, that's how I'm going to grow it in water. It will sprout its leaf right up in the top there. It just knows to do what's natural for it. All right, so little time has lapsed because I want to make sure you see how this all works as far as putting in water. So here's the rooting system. Did a very good job, and sometimes you might have to put it back and let it grow some more until you have enough of a root that you can put it in the vase in water. And I'm going to just bring the vase further over right to here. You see I have water almost at the very top. I leave enough so that the pit itself is not literally in water. You don't want that in water because it could damage the pit. But you want to have it just enough that the root is in. You see it's in the water there, doing its own little thing. And if you look close enough, you can see that there's enough space so that the pit is not in the water. All right, so now we're going to go out to my little garden of avocado plants, and I'm going to show you how all of them have been growing to this point. Okay, so here we are. Here it is, my little avocado plant or avocado tree garden. It's a ton of them. Okay, and I've got them pretty much all in the same kind of vases. I've used some little water bottles and stuff just to kind of change it up. And here, if you look at the end, I'm going to do a little close-up. This is the little guy we just planted, the original one that you just saw. I just put it in water. So here's a bunch of other ones that are growing. I've got some other stuff, some fun stuff growing here. I got like, all of it's in water. I got tired of soil gnats, so water was the way to go. And they grow great. And there I've got some ivy in here. There's basil. There is a lucky bamboo over there. And a ton of avocados. And as you can see, they're already starting to grow their stems. This one right here is pretty amazing. This one there, some of them still aren't growing yet. They all have their own personalities. Like I said, this one's amazing. Look how big that is. This one's awesome. And there. This one's just growing. Some of them have this little tiny stem just now starting. And they're all growing at different angles. It just depends on where that root started. You got a couple of them that look like they're not going to make it, unfortunately. If you look at this one right here, you can see while it was in the paper towel and doing its thing, it started to change color. It still is growing a root, but it's drying out really badly, so I just don't know if it's going to make it. I'm going to try to maybe keep them for a little longer, see what they do. And if they don't make it, just have to make a decision and say bye-bye. But the cool part is you don't ever have to throw an avocado pit away again. Now I can take some of these and make them, they're already in a little vase. As they keep growing, I can make them into gifts, you know. And you just want to make sure that every 2 weeks or so you change the water, make sure it's nice and clean. Simply lift the avocado pit out and refresh the water, put it back in. You can see the rooting system is here. Everyone has its own little different rooting system. They will grow a little white dots on them. That's completely normal. I have them growing in a kind of like a window where they get daylight. They don't get full sunlight ever. You know, I have a little light lamp, as you can see. This is what I'm using right now that runs for about 4 hours, which is theoretically equivalent to daylight or sunlight, but they're not getting direct sunlight ever, and they're growing just fine. They're not having any problems. Look how nice and green they all are. I'm simply using regular tap water, or I will use filtered water sometimes just to switch it out. But they're all growing fantastically. And so if you want to grow your own little garden or start giving away gifts to everybody, there you go. That's it in a nutshell. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like this video if you like the content of it. Comment, give me some comments down below if you feel like I have represented this well and shown you an easy way to grow avocado plants. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and click the little alert bell. That will alert you as to every time I have another video posting. And remember, please share this video. This is the only way it's going to get some exposure, and people who want to grow some fun avocado plants can learn how to do it a quick and easy way. All right, thanks for watching. Bye. Gotta name this one.